My name is Marvin Formosa. I am the director of the International Institute on Aging, which is a collaborative venture between the United Nations and the government of Malta. And I'm very pleased to have this opportunity to address you in this short interview.
Thank you so much. I'm very pleased to meet you. And today most people are aware of population aging and its possible implications to our society. But it was very different just a few decades ago. Would you please tell us how this phenomenon was first recognized as a problem and introduced as such as a global agenda of the United Nations?
Well, it was firstly highlighted by the government of Malta in 1968 when they built the issue of aging on the United Nations agenda. And the key preoccupation of the government of Malta at that time was of the rapidity of aging. One crucial phenomenon in aging is that whilst many countries, such as the United States, Britain, Germany, France, took about a century to increase their percentage of the older population from 7 to 14%, in many low-income countries and even countries with economies in transition, such as the Russian Federation, they will be going through such a process in much less time, some even in just a quarter of a century. So it's very important to realize that we are not just educating people about population aging, but educating about a very rapid population aging phenomenon.
Since the moment of the foundation of the International Institute of Aging of the United Nations, you managed to achieve many great things helping our society to adapt to population aging. But in your opinion, what are the main milestones you reached by now?
The main milestone that I believe the Institute on Aging has reached is its training, the trainer model. So we work in a sector where anything that you do is always a drop in the ocean, because there's always so much things to do, so much funding that one requires. So, but by this particular training, the trainer program, where we train 25 persons in different cities in different countries, with the intention that these people go back to their workplaces and train the others. Of course, the idea would be that all persons working in the field of aging would come to our training programs, but this is economically unfeasible. So we try to visit 12 countries every year, once every month, providing training to some 30 people. And if each person, this group, trains his or her co-workers in the hospital setting or in a daycare center setting or in a long-term care setting, then we would be achieving a fast multiplying of persons with necessary skills to contribute towards the improvement of the quality of life of older persons.
Age structure of our society keep changing, and by 2050, people of the age 65 and older will make about 25% of the global population. It's obvious that not just the governments and medical industry, but also the general public will have to undertake measures to promote high quality of life among the elderly. What would be your advice to the general public? What we can do now to get ready to these changes in time?
Well, it would be very presumptuous for me to provide a solution for the complex and multifaceted challenges that aging will bring. As you rightly said, 25% of the global population will be above the age of 60, and this will have social, economic, and healthcare implications. At the same time, each country, each region, each continent is characterized by different cultures and economic realities. What I believe is the way forward is that there is a dialogue between all the important and key stakeholders related to aging. I think that if we leave any of the important stakeholders out, we will not be able to overcome the challenges. Stakeholders, who do I mean by the government? Of course, the government should be there and remain there to regulate. But of course, the non-governmental organizations made up of older persons themselves should also have a role. Families, of course, different countries, different cultures have different family setups, but the family should remain involved. The private sector, of course, is another important stakeholder. The government will not be able to provide all the public services needed by the increasing number of older persons. And finally, and this tends to be very much overlooked, is the older person themselves. The person who is aging needs to prepare for his old age, needs to make preparations for her income security, and therefore we also have to start preparing for our aging transition much earlier and than we do today. So we have to start from our 40s because we go to age longer and therefore we will need more resources.
Well, Marvin, your personal story is quite inspirational, but many people still believe that to achieve that much, one has to possess some particular talent, skills, and strong willpower. What's your secret, if there is one? What factors or personal qualities are necessary to get that far in your professional field?
I think, of course, this is subjective. I think empathy is very important. I don't think that you can solve or try to overcome an obstacle unless you can understand not only the problem, not only the situation, but what the older persons are actually feeling, experiencing. So I think empathy is crucial because you may have very good leadership qualities or you may be very intelligent, but unless you understand the issue, the context, then how you are going to solve it. So the first thing that I did in my profession some 20 years ago was to visit daycare centers, nursing homes, and speak with older persons so you understand. Then, of course, you need to have goodwill people around you. But I will say one thing: many people who work in the field of aging are persons who are very strongly willed and they are basically nice people who are doing it for not their economic gain but for the benefit of humanity. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your vision, and thank you very much for all the time and effort you are investing in educating the public regarding the problem of population aging. Hopefully, this will help people make wiser decisions and make our common future brighter. Thank you so
Pleasure.
much.
Thank you. Good day.